Welcome to tonight's reading of A Tiger for Malgudi from R.K.Narayan. We have almost come to the end of this novel, and I expect to close it, complete it tonight. So we are at the point where the sadhu has gone to the mountain and he has got a shelter in a cave, and the tiger is with him and it stays there. So he still has visitors because they want to trace him and follow up. So one morning, I was lying at the feet of my master. I here means the tiger, and the master is the sadhu who can talk to the tiger. At the feet of my master, and he was sitting in meditation. Nowadays, he encouraged me to remain close by when he meditated, as it might help me too. At such moments, a profound silence prevailed, and the sublime state to which he had raised his mind carried mine also along. At such moments, I felt lighter at heart, and my physical self also became secondary. My sight became clearer. If I lifted my gaze to the horizon, the sun shining on the land filled me with joy. The leaves of the mighty banyan trees sparkling like gems, the bamboos swaying their golden stems with their filigreed leaves. I felt I could ask for nothing more in life. When he read the state of my mind, my master explained, no one would credit a tiger with so much poetic joy. It's inconceivable. Looking back, I would say that in one of your previous births, you might have been a poet, and your deeper personality retains that vasana still. Whatever one had thought of or felt is never lost, but is buried in one's personality and carried from birth to birth. You must have been a poet, perhaps many centuries ago, in the court of a king, your shoulder wrapped in a resplendent shawl, a diamond bracelet on your arm, seated beside the throne, stirring royal hearts with songs of nightingale, moon, roses, or of an aching heart, pining away for the lost love. Oh, Raja, I see a visitor coming up, of all things a woman. Go hide yourself before she sees you. She may faint in my arms. I rose and went behind the screen of lantana bush and the rock. Presently the visitor arrived, panting. I could see her through the foliage. I couldn't describe a human being. My master never taught me how to distinguish one from another. They all look alike in my eyes, and my master confirmed that that is a right view. I could, in a rough manner, identify them after many occasions, and I like the clowns or something. So the lady advanced towards my master, seated on his slab of stone and prostrated. Madam, you should not prostrate before me. Please get up. I never like anyone to touch my feet. She got up saying, one has the right to show one's veneration for a sublime soul, a saint perhaps. Please sit down, madam. I am unhappy that I can offer you only a bare ground to sit on, no carpet or mat. They are immaterial. The great thing is to be blessed with your darshan. Calm yourself and rest for a while. You shouldn't have to say anything. Feel completely free to remain silent. You don't have to utter a single word. The lady smiled. I have not come all the way to observe a vow of silence. Perhaps I may be under a vow not to hear a word. Quite likely, even then I will speak, since I have come all the way, she said. By all means, go ahead. I have not shut off my ears yet. First, let me ask what brought you here. I heard of a remarkable person who went out with a tiger, as if he had taken a dog out. And I told myself, I must see this Swamiji. It's only this remarkable man who can help me in my search. Don't you see what risk you face by going after a sadhu you have only heard about? He might be a fake. Yes, I fear that too, she said. You might be endangering your virtue too, he said. At my age and condition, my virtue is quite safe. No one will be tempted to molest a lady, a grey-haired fat hag. Only they robbed me of the money I had and also a chain and bangles while crossing a lonely forest path. 3 men accosted me and relieved me of my jewelry and a bundle of clothes too, and went their way quietly. Good men, they only robbed, which seems to me less heinous than deserting one's family and home for no reason. How can you say no reason? He said. An inner compulsion is enough to make one take faithful decisions. How I wished I could join their conversation. This is a tiger saying this. Not only could I not speak, but I had to keep my cursed form concealed behind the lantana bush in order not to scare the visitor. If permitted, I would have asked, how did you come to know about my master? As if in answer to my question, she was saying, on that day when the tiger was at school, I went there with a neighbor who was searching for her son. The crowd was pressing and suffocating and pushing us about. Everybody was terrified and yet wanted to get a glimpse of the tiger. With the result, no one could ever go in. My companion broke down and wept helplessly. Some mischievous persons were enjoying the situation by suddenly crying out, "Run, run, run, tiger has come," and agitating the crowd. And the crowds were running back and forth. I and my friend got separated in the melee. Later, when we met, she told me how she was comforted and helped by a bare-bodied sadhu who was calmly sitting on a culvert outside the school gate. In what manner did the sadhu help her? He asked. He told her that the tiger was locked in and would not harm anyone, and also that her son must be with the other children, safely sheltered in the school hall. Was that sadhu you? Could be, or might be any other bare-bodied, bearded person. There must be hundreds of them everywhere. But there was only one in that place, and he was offering to lead away the tiger. Oh, did he? He asked. And something that she had noticed about him, which she mentioned, made me think. He asked, what could it be? He was in the habit of rubbing his finger across his brow while thinking, as you are doing now. It was true. When my master was listening or thinking, he always withdrew his finger across his brow, as if writing something there. The mention of this mannerism seemed to disturb my master's equanimity, but only for a moment. He laughed and said, "That's my habit. Surely I know it. I do it 100, and 100 others may also be doing it." Just to probe what's written there, perhaps. Are we not all blind when our fates are concerned? So she said, by the time I learnt about the sadhu, he was gone with his tiger. I went back home and kept thinking. The picture came up before me as to how I had not seen anyone else do it. How when he sat in the veranda, reclining in his easy chair, reading a newspaper, he would hold it in one hand so as to leave the other free to trace his forehead. Or before going out to his office, if I asked for cash or some domestic shopping, he would always say, if I could conjure up the money. And while Uttering the word conjure, he would send his finger dancing across his forehead. Whether joking or serious, he always took his fingers to his forehead. I have also felt sometimes irritated by it and told him, "Oh, keep off your fingers from your head. It's very distracting." When our son had a problem in his college, you could not listen to him without these fingers almost skinning your forehead. So that is his wife, and she is talking to the husband about her son. Did he help his son at all? He asked. The boy was in constant trouble with a particular master who was rather vindictive, but you went up to their principal and spoke to him, and from that day, you are beginning, I now notice, to use the word you, which is not proper. Keep to the he, to the third person, he said. Even now I notice your fingers going to your brow. Many people have that habit. So now she is the estranged wife. She is here and she is talking to him. And they have realized that he is the husband and she is the wife. So many people have the habit. You see all of the organs, it is the hand. You see, of all the organs, it's the hand that is most active and independent. The hand acts by itself when you are not watchful. It can tease you by hiding the keys. It's the hand that goes forward first to strangle a throat, fondle a lover, or bless or thief. If God had devised the hand differently, the world and human actions and attitudes would have been different. She was listening with adoration. At this moment I sneezed, some insect having settled on my throat. She asked in alarm, "What is that?" "Oh, some jungle noise. Don't worry about it," he said. "Oh, husband, how can you forget the years we have spent together? 20 years, 25, 30, I have lost count." "Don't say husband, it's a wrong word." "Husband, husband, husband," she said. "Yeah, I'll repeat it 1,000 times and won't be stopped. I know to whom I am talking. Don't deceive me or cheat me. Others may take you for a hermit, but I know you intimately. I have borne your vagaries patiently for a lifetime, your inordinate demands of food and my perpetual anxiety to see you satisfied, and my total surrender night or day when passion seized you, and you displayed the indifference of a savage, never caring for my health or inclination. And with your crude jocularities, even before the children, I shudder." "You should have been happy to lose such a husband," he said. "Why have you gone after him?" "No reason, especially when he has left for you and your children a comfortable home, all the money he had, and every kind of security in life. If you think over it, you will realize that this surrender has been rather on his part. It was total. He took nothing for himself except a piece of loincloth for all the wealth he had accumulated. However, please know that he left home not out of wrath. There was no cause for it, but out of an inner transformation." "You have a strange way of talking now," she said to him. He said with a touch of firmness, "Time for you to start back if you must reach the nearest village before nightfall. I'll take you down and from the village you can go on." "I can't go without you, or let me stay with you," she said. "Impossible. What you see is my old shell. Inside it's all changed. You can't share my life." "Come home with me," she said. "I'll accept you as you are. Keep your beard and loincloth, only let me have my husband at home." He said, "Listen attentively. My past does not exist for me, nor a future. I live for the moment, and that awareness is enough for me. To attain this state, I have gone through much hardship. I don't have to explain all that now. I have erased from my mind and my name and identity and all that it implies. It would be unthinkable to slide back. You must live your own life and leave me to live mine. and end it my own way. She broke down and wailed aloud. She cried. He calmly watched her. I wish I could help you as I managed to help Raja and calm his turbulent soul. I can only pray for your well-being. Let me stay in that village so that I'll at least be near you, she said. Why should you? You can't. You have your own home and family. She said, have you no feeling or even an ordinary sense of duty? He said, I do not understand these phrases. I have forgotten the meaning of many words. Please do not force me to talk so much about myself. Because of my sympathies and a real desire to help you, I have spoken this much. Otherwise, I never revive the identity of the past in thought or word. It is dead and buried. She said, you are callous. You talk of sympathy just with the tip of your tongue. You have no real feeling. You are selfish. You are. She went on until sheer exhaustion overcame her. He listened to her in stony silence. At some point, he even failed to look at her, closed his eyes, and went into meditation. He just said, I'll take you down to the village. Let's get there before sunset. Why should you take the trouble? She asked. You will have to pass through the jungle all alone, soon. But I can go alone as I came, she said. Yes, we come into the world alone and are alone while leaving. Your understanding is becoming deeper. She repeated, I didn't need your help while coming. Why should you bother about a stranger? You and your tiger. If he is here in the jungle and meets me, I shall be grateful if he ends my misery then and there. Or couldn't you tell him? You will reach home safely. Don't worry, he said. She sprang to her feet. Finally, is there no way I can persuade you? She asked. I need no persuasion. God be with you, he said. She wiped her eyes with the end of her sari, turned round, hurried down the hill, and disappeared into the jungle. He sat motionless in his seat and closed his eyes in meditation. I did not wish to disturb him. I kept away until he should call me. I didn't go out to hunt that night, preferring to go without food. I didn't want to go prowling in the forest for fear that if that lady happened to be there and saw me, she might die of shock. My master never mentioned her visit again. He sat continuously in meditation for a few days, and then our normal life was resumed. He bathed in the pool, went into the forest to gather roots and leaves for his nourishment, meditated and discoursed to me in the evenings, seated on his slab of stone. Thus life went on. As I have said, I have no reckoning of time. I could only measure it by my own condition. Gradually, I realized that I was becoming less inclined to get up and move, preferring to spend long hours in my own corner, hidden behind the shrub. I preferred to go without food rather than undergo the strain of chasing game. I could not run fast enough to catch anything. Many creatures eluded me with ease. Most of my old associates, the langur, the jackal, and others who used to watch me and annoy, were missing, perhaps dead, or not frequenting this particular corner of the forest. My claws sometimes stuck, and most of my teeth had fallen. It was difficult for me to tear or chew. My movements were becoming so slow and clumsy that I was often outwitted, and when I succeeded in cornering some animal, I could not kill it successfully. It took a long time to consume it. The result was that in due course I was underfeeding myself and my skin fell in folds. My hearing was also impaired. Nowadays, I could not hear when my master summoned me, and his discourses were much reduced as he understood that I could not hear him properly. He told me, Raja, old age has come on you. Beautiful old age, when faculties are dimmed one by one, so that we may be restful very much like extinguishing lights in a home, one by one, before one goes to sleep. Listen attentively. You may live a maximum of 5 years. I don't think we should risk your suffering starvation or attack from other creatures or hunters. Once they know you are old and weak, they'll come for you, and you are going to be alone because we are about to part. Last night I realized that the time for my attaining samadhi is near at hand. I must prepare for it by releasing myself from all bondage. As a first step, I am releasing you. Tomorrow, a man will come to take charge of you. He is the head of a zoo in the town. You will spend the rest of your years in the company of animals. You will be safe in a cage. Food will be brought to you, and they will open the door and let you out to move freely in an open air enclosure and look after you. Never having been in the habit of questioning my master, I accepted his plans, though with a heavy heart. He explained his philosophy. No relationship, human or other, or association of any kind could last forever. Separation is the law of life right from the mother's womb. One has to accept it if one has to live in God's plans. Very soon, we had a visitor from the town. It was noon. The visitor looked to me a kindly person. He held no whip in hand. He had a companion, and down below on the forest track, there was a cage on wheels. My master and the visitor were engaged in a long talk. My master was saying, "Keep him well. Remember, he is only a tiger in appearance. He is a sensitive soul who understands life and its problems exactly as you and I do. Take him as a gift from God. Only please don't put him in rough company. He is magnificent, though he is not at his best now. After a few days of regular feeding at the zoo, he will get back the shine on his coat." "We'll take care of that," the other man said. "Raja, come," commanded my master for the last time. I came out of the shrubberies and covering. The visitor was rather startled at first and remarked, "Oh, truly the most magnificent of his kind, regal, of grand stature, although you think he is faded. We have our own system of feeding and improving with tonic, and he'll be record-breaking. Our zoo can then claim to have the largest tiger in the whole country." My master assured him he is safe. He is quite safe. At first sight, I could understand that this man was fearless and used to the company of animals and had sympathy and was not another captain. He asked my master, "May I touch him?" "Yes, certainly," said my master, and patted my back. The man came near and stroked my back, and by his touch, I could see that I had a friend. "May we go?" he asked. My master said to me, "Raja, will you come with me?" And I followed him. He opened the cage and said, "You may get in now, Raja. A new life opens before you. Men, women, and children, particularly children, hundreds of them will come to see you. You will make them happy." The others got into the jeep to which the cage was yoked. Before we drove off, my master thrust his hand through the bars and whispered to me, "Both of us will shed our forms soon, and perhaps we could meet again. Who knows? So goodbye for the present." And they parted. And that is the end of this novel, A Tiger from Malgudi by R.K.Narayan. I think it's an excellent novel and was very interesting in all its aspects. Thanks for hearing. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you. Bye-bye. Namaskar.